All right, welcome back. It's been a while, but it's time for another project. I have been making stuff, but just haven't really been recording a whole lot. Been working on my shop quite a bit. Anyway, maybe you're one of those people that like just missed the boat for Valentine's Day, messed it all up, and you need some redemption. If that's the case, I got the ticket. So what we're going to be building today is a little decorative kind of thing. I think the month of February is kind of like the month of love. So, I mean, this will work. You just need some old barnwood or maybe some fence pickets or something like that. Anything, it just kind of depends on what matches the stuff that you've already got. And so happen to have some more extra barnwood pieces that have some nice white patina paint, whatever you want to call it here. Dirty paint, essentially. And I'm just going to be knocking the edges off of two sides in order to be able to join them together to make a wider kind of sign looking thing. I don't know what you would call this, but a decorative piece of some sort. And this would work for any holiday. You take whatever word that matches with Christmas or Easter or whatever. Yeah, and you could definitely do this. So pretty simple stuff. Rip the edges off. And then we're just going to go ahead and put them together. And we're going to do a very simplistic way of joining these pieces. Not a ton of thought process is going to be going into this, but I thought it needed just a little bit more of a decorative look to it. So I'm looking for something to put on the top and bottom just to kind of like put these together. And I did see something like this. This isn't like my design or anything. I saw something like this, I think on Etsy. I don't know what the people were charging for these, but again, it's one of those things where if you have the tools and you have the materials, why are you giving your money away for free? I don't know. And so you can see, just add those little decorative touches. And how about that wood stove? Just so majestic with the mousetrap in the background that I'm just now noticing. I swear I live a very clean life, but it looks like I have some kind of a rodent infestation probably. But yeah, so we're heating up the wood shop because I think at the time of the video it's like 7 degrees outside. And at the time that I'm recording it's like -10, so it can get worse. So don't feel too bad for me. We're just going to pop some nails in here real quick just to hold things together. And then we'll be coming back later with screws. The screws will do the bulk of the work, but this is just kind of hold things together temporarily. So that I can do some of the basic things that I'm going to be doing. So I go to work with a scrap piece of wood and, just an idea in my head. Again, it is based off of something that already existed, but at this point, pretty much everything already exists. It's hard to make something that's super original. I'm going to drill some holes. I'm going to come back with my jigsaw, and like a boss, I am going to cut this thing out. And I do add my own kind of flair to it. I just started with like some basic lettering, but I decided I want them to, angle out in a certain way. And you'll see here that when I cut that, the whole E it's a mess. But don't you worry, I saved those pieces and they're going to come back in and they're going to look like they were there the whole time. It's like magic or something. Just call me David Copperfield. Actually, don't call me that. I don't like that at all. But anyway, it's just going to continue cutting, making things look the way that they need to look, following lines to a point, and then after I look at it, I might decide, hey, I want to change this or that based on how it looks. So this part did actually take a little bit longer. I am thinking of upgrading my skill jigsaw to something different because, I don't know, this one works, but I feel like there's better options out there. All right, so right here, I'm just looking for a background piece. This is the piece that will get screwed into everything else. And this is going to hold basically the whole thing together. It's also going to give us the background color for the letters and stuff like that. And it's going to look super good once it is all put together. So just cutting a piece to match. And then bringing it back over to the inside. I didn't even see that coming. Man, that was some kind of trickeration. And so I am going for a thing, and I think I'm using this word right. You can correct me if I'm not, but I think I'm going for a thing called ombre, which sounds pretty cool. But I guess it's just like when you go from one gradient of color to another, like you fade it or something like that. I don't know, my wife was trying to get a shirt or something, and I think ombre was the color or the pattern. I think it's a pattern. But anyway, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just adding a little bit more white each time to give me like 4 different shades of this red. I went ahead and pre-whitened. That's not the word. What am I looking for here? Pre-painted the back there so that I could put this on, and then just added these other colors as I was going. And you're like, what are you doing? Like now it looks like you're making a J or something. Well, I want each letter to have like its own kind of pattern. I want it to look like each one was done individually. And I didn't measure this or anything. I just went freehand. And a lot of times when I do that, things go horribly wrong. But we're just going to cross our fingers, hope and pray. And stuff's going to turn out just great, I think. Maybe. We'll see. So yeah, we're just going to continue along with this pattern. And right here, it just kind of looks weird. But once we add it onto the actual project, I think it's going to look good. And it's going to pop because the actual project just looks like white, junky barnwood that's been like urinated and defecated on by like mice and birds and stuff like that. So that's not great. So we're going to change it a little bit. And so I go back to the idea of the heart. And if you've never made a heart before using scissors or something, you must have missed kindergarten because we did that all the time. Still use that trick. Boom, magic. Look. Oh, it's right there. So now I need to cut it out. And then it's going to go in the middle of my big heart. I just thought that the big heart was too much. It was too big. And so I wanted something to go in the middle, like a little heart island in the sea of heartness. I know that doesn't make sense. It's fine. But we're going to go ahead and place our sign over the top. We're going to add in those pieces that fell off, broke off. You know, we don't need to point fingers or play the blame and shame game. But we're going to put those pieces back the way that they should be, and then we're going to tack them down with some more nails before just completely putting the whole thing together. And so at this point, it's time to turn on the air compressor and get to nailing. And I don't know how many nails I put into this, but enough to definitely hold it together for a good long while. You know, I did also at the end of the project go through and add some spar urethane varnish stuff for outside furniture. And so it should be okay in the elements. It's going to sit outside our house, I think. I don't know what my wife's going to do with it. This is like my Valentine's present, and it was made on time, just so you know. But if you didn't get one, or if you didn't make one on time, you can act like you were waiting for paint to dry or glue to dry or something like that, and it might be understood or believed. I feel like a jerk now. I think I just told you to lie to one of your loved ones, but maybe don't do that. Just come out and tell the truth. Say you're sorry and that you like them and stuff, and they'll probably be happier than they were before. And if they're not, that's okay too. You had fun building something in the shop, and so everybody won except for your loved one, I think. So yeah, at this point we have everything kind of put together. I'm gonna throw a little angled cut on the bottom here. And that's so that when this thing sits against a house or whatever, it can sit at a slight angle so that the slightest breeze does not knock it over. Although it does weigh like 15 to 20 pounds, a good breeze is going to come through. And where I live, it's windy all the time. And so you gotta be prepared for this kind of stuff. And so there we have it. We got a finished product right there. Yeah, I know it's really close to a burning wood stove that is very hot and producing radiant heat and stuff, but it's going to be okay. Coffee was good. I don't know. That's kind of a nice deal to be able to leave your cup up there, even if it's cold in the shop, and the coffee is always hot, if not boiling. So anyway, finished product. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.